MBA Parliament, a NPP4. After your marking, and any NPP4, and on the crata, ejina Parliament in some any embraso, and on share Speaker of Parliament say, Umbra na ombe be Parliament, na yanya den government business. Inti and the Speaker be a Parliament, no edian see.
Unfortunately, the signatories who made the request have not shown up, and therefore matters that they wanted us to handle, which are admitted for the consideration of the business committee, are not on the order paper, and in fact there's no order paper for today because the business committee could not meet due to the absence of the people who requested for the recall. And as you can see, one side of the house is completely empty. In view of this, we have, as usual, got a quorum to sit, but we have no business before us to transact, because the business committee, as you know, they prepare a report, and this report is adopted by the House as business agreed by the House to transact during the course of the week. In the absence of that, there is no other authority that can put business before you which you have not adopted to transact. In view of the failure of the business committee to sit, as a result of the refusal of those who requested for the recall to show up, we are compelled to once again adjourn the sitting of the House. Knowing the challenges we are facing, it is not advisable to be adjourning from day to day. And so I'll proceed once more to adjourn the meeting indefinitely. And the meeting, this extraordinary meeting, is accordingly adjourned.
In the end, they see our Ghana Parliament. No. Last week, MPP4 a share Parliament in Brechi, a press conference say, Omo insist say, Speaker of Parliament, Embra Betnas no mumbi Parliament, na yenye ejuma enkasa emwa Ghana, yema Ghana or minor enkoso Parliament, government business enkoso. After your marking the MPP4 nyina enim ebe press conference no. Speaker of Parliament, Enra or a press conference catch a Ghana for say, a Ghana for ne to me amano, a Ghana mra ena odiso anase oshasiye. Constitutional and national se ontena Parliament na ondi jumadie emwa Ghana. In these parliamentarians, Abba normally a woman at the Emra Ashikshi Akachen say, or maybe a parliament no montanasi. Even though as some hona watumuno, or see because Obu Emrano odi Ghana constitution is no, obeti MPP for now, almost say be a parliament in the minimiana as sama and we hear pa ewo. Speaker of Parliament, now when you be also quiet, Ojaye and Obaye, and now making sure and there will be a parliament ma Obia Abetanasi. Montias say this parliament, Sa Parliament we NDC for 137, NPP for 137, and I all one minority. There's nowhere in this parliament are your majority or minority. It is out of respect, and Obi Ebefre Obi. A person say, oh, a majority. Obi say, oh, a minority. But there's no official document backing anything in Parliament. And I say in the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, no, say Afambi a minority in this Parliament, and I say Afambi a majority. Ghana's Parliament recognizes numbers. When there's a greater number than the other number, that number automatically becomes majority. As we sit here, this 8th Parliament, there's no greater number. All the numbers from the NPP and the NDC side are equal, and there's one independent. At this point, as we speak, it is out of respect. There will be a gentleman's agreement. Obi bet make sure after say. It does not mean say you are say, but it is out of respect. And oyeding obefra say. So say ni pani share or chinano one frau say. You cannot say I want to fight you. Why didn't you call me say? He's calling you sir because maybe you are older than him. He's calling you sir because maybe a human woman who has experienced the channel. He's calling you sir because he feels say that is how or respect for you. He is not calling you sir because one friend will say I'll be too much in a tune. And that is what has happened in Parliament to date. The Parliament of Ghana has no minority and has no majority. But as gentlemen and as elderly people and as matured people in our parliament, they got to a point where they said, to respect each other's views. For people to know, we here, we are not kids, Gentleman agreement, left can refer to right as minority at a particular time, and right can refer to left as majority at a particular time. It does not. Thank you very much. Out of courtesy. So nobody's entitled to majority or minority. And so Ghana Constitution the parliament only recognizes a number that is greater and or recognizing as majority. As we speak, there's no greater number in the Republic of Ghana. So we MPs are 137. We NDC MPs are 136.7. And we one minority. So the Parliament of Ghana, there is no majority. So nobody is entitled to the majority status or a particular sitting place in Parliament. Let's get this right. Out of courtesy, somebody can say so. Say the next day, you cannot say it is out of courtesy. So oko fu train, oko fu bus, na se akokora ejina ho, na what as a young man, na se sorry ma akokora tenasia out of courtesy and respect. But the next time akokora beto na one sorry the akokora cannot say wobu mraso. It is not a law. Say also sorry free bus. Emma de akokora tenase. And it's now for public transporter. Your baby yes aha omo a se bi omo di dem omo akonnwanie. Ena aha omo mo yan kokora omo akonnwani. Into bi akokora na abrewa ana onyim no wura basin. Na baby a wo se emrewa tena ayema na se mete wona man sorry a that person cannot sue me. Enka se chinchina e wo so me sorry man tenase. It will be out of courtesy. And America chedi pan say oh e wo se baby also tena na ayema entitina ha because we nyini. Samanya enyam from so manya untumi insist say men sorry makonwa so, and that is what is playing in Parliament right now. Inti you need to understand in Parliament every day be a can you say presidents are very important. And into na ushe video where let me play this video. Thank you very much team for bringing this in. I'm trying to let this simple thing na Ghana for Atias here. Listen to this.
You have the new Patriotic Party wing or caucus in Parliament, together with the independent member of Parliament from Fomina, and they now constitute the majority group. You have the new Patriotic Party wing or caucus in Parliament, together with the independent member of Parliament from Fomina, and they now constitute the majority group.
So, what's the Alban Babin kind? Or say, number no, sa independent candidates no, say, or person they are a group. So at that point, every time they come to Parliament, say yeah to a bar until say independent candidates to say the NPP is not a majority. Say in your Parliament, na yeah to a bar. Yeah to no one by one head counter. You be say independent candidate and say obe to right and now obe to left. The moment you be to a independent candidate and automatic say he is voting NPP. Until during the vote, or no to say I am voting in favor of these people, that will make you the majority group. So technically, in Parliament of Ghana, there's no majority and minority. And I think say the NPP in Parliament led by Afinyomakin, they are missing one thing. Afinyomakin is stupid. He's childish. Afenyomakin has shown continuously that he's not somebody who you can reason with. Afenyomakin is full of ego. His little ego na he's making every NPP MP look stupid, and that is playing out in parliament. Because if your leader is intelligent enough, he will understand and he will tell the group say, it does not matter where we sit. If we care about Ghana's development, let us go into parliament and do what? Do government business. Because we are in parliament for the people. Time ana ye to me swaba no, ya to me swaba ewo edina, and I say ya to me swaba ewo Cape Coast. Ya nkan chem say ko nekotena this part of parliament. They told me to go to parliament. Into Saoba parliamenta, your job is to find a seat and then speak and make sure you bought a minor bra. That's your job. So when you come and run out your konya way, so na asimesia betinaswa, you have the right to pick another chair and sit. Because in the parliamentary and also in our constitution, no party has been assigned seat in parliament. So for the NPP to even say you run parliament, now ahana de bia yetna obi akotena wonti we are entitled papa dia and you say ya me chance me antena ho a parliament adwuma nkoso na sa MPP no mo ye mamofo mo ye nkwasiafo. They have caused financial loss to the states. Afenyoma kina o leader no, if it is purely about the business of the day, say about you and me into na oko parliament to make sure the obey of parliament be favor on the constituency any Ghana nyina, he will not care about where he sits in parliament. What he'll be caring about is his contribution in parliament to help Mother Ghana. But because there's an agenda, because Omo say Ghana for Jimmy, because Afenyoma can kwasiampenyi we no obu MPP forum good etin so mo yin. Yeah, my mention there. Omo pay free parliament in some omo bekan.
All these perhaps I call it ex cathedra statement of speaker, creating an impression as though those statements he's making are an authority on their own. It cannot be. A true Democrat will respect the rule of law.
Yes.
And that is why we decided to respect him. You know,
the video no nyabotre study omo mugina ne chi no. On say as much as NPP are foolish, every party omo bibi efe no oko parliament kra party bia no omo leaders omo mpenifo a obi ha onye chief whip onye leader of a party, but watena parliament acha they recognize him. Omo ye nipa bia omo kakuo bi ho a omo ni munyam ne experience nti omo gina wo chikra na wakasa obi behu se ampa sam penifo we e na ahya otupa omo de wo kanyina omo foa wo so hwe Afenyoma akinichi omo mugina chi onya nkwasiafo. They are backbenchers, riffraffs, dirty, unnecessary, unimportant materials are parliament. 90% of the time, those behind him, you don't even see them talk in parliament because he is being supported by the little riffraffs, the dirty ones in parliament, who have no idea about what is happening.
all these perhaps I call it ex cathedra statement of speaker, creating an impression as though those statements he's making are an authority on their own. It cannot be. A true Democrat will respect the rule of law.
Yes.
And that is why we decided to respect him. You know, ladies and gentlemen of the press, NPP, our tradition is to respect rule of law. Yes. It's out of deference to Mr. Speaker. That is why we did not enter the chamber. That we should share in that chaos theater with them. Never. Never. We will not. MPP will not. We will not. Therefore, don't be swayed by their lies and their propaganda. The chaos they started is what they want to end. We will not allow that.
Inti o say typically they are stupid. On say some okay no any basis bia. And you see, there's one thing Afenyoma can, or they destroy the NPP. His consistent attack on Speaker of Parliament. Consistent attack. Every platform he gets, or just a speaker and a colleague. Every platform he gets. Because from day one, they have never respected Speaker of Parliament. One, because in their head, not Otisema Kukwe are or partisan. But you see, continuously, Speaker Alban Bagbin has proven, say, on your party dog. Majority of the time, he takes decisions that the NDC is not happy with. 2, they don't respect Speaker of Parliament because of a ceremony. I am telling you, the NPP, typically that's how they are. From the DAE Alban Bagbin, 2 things they have never accepted it. Or yet, they have never accepted his leadership. And secondly, they have always said, Alban Bagbin in the MPP head or NDC, but when you look at the way Alban Bagbin has conducted himself in this hung parliament, now compare when Michael Quay was in parliament as the speaker, not NPP one majority, you could see Michael Quay was a party dog. PDS, E-Levy, Michael Quay made sure that this stupid party passed it. But you see, the respect Omunima speaker is because they think, or especially African American, he thinks, because party no woman, I can for party, and speaker yeteni, and speaker NDC, so that respect he will never give speaker. But when you look at speaker status, now share a filthy, dirty riffraff, a rapist like African American, a pedophile defender, a criminal who sleeps with everybody's wife, sleeping with judges, such a dirty soul, sits and tries to disrespect speaker. You could see, there's a problem. And I think majority of Impenifu Ghana, you should be worried. The consistent disrespect and attack from this MPP pigs, their leader, on Alban Bagbin is a worry, it's a problem. Now, Mojin say Alban Bagbin, oni yere. Mojin say oni ebusia. Mojin say oni people who revere him and respect him. Mojin say oni nkophobia, they cherish him. So why would Afenyomakin, a dirty riffraff who has not achieved anything, when it comes to politics, be standing on TV every day trying to make it look like, Speaker Bagbin. Speaker Bagbin, Eya Kwarabi. They don't respect her. From the DAE, Alban Bagbin as a speaker, Ose Chairman Sabosu has never respected him. Because in his head, Alban Bagbin is turning. And the bench of the NPP from the day Omu changing from Ebese Kufuor from 2017, they have never respected Speaker Bagbin. When was the last time you saw the NPP MPs, MPP leadership in Parliament? When was the last time I saw NPP? Leadership or Parliament? Never. They don't respect in tough war. The party, the leadership, they don't see in tough war as human beings. And no matter the position of the matter, NPP core, they will never respect you. Mr. Ben out say from 1992, you be a MPP. When we 10 years with the MPP anymore parliament, first and second, when we be that, you never see anything like that. Because our party, they've structured it in such a way, there are some group of people on Ghana, some tribal, they see them to be lower than them. Into some before Sadi Penny be party, and internet they are struggling in parliament. From Oseche Mensabonsu to Afenyomakin. That is why. Because the party has never recognized a Northerner, and also what they are trying to do is undermine Alban Bagbin because of the party he's coming from. It is a one study here. What they are doing is out of disrespect for the man and his tribe. Where it's coming from, it is not anything. Because you see, it is even so difficult for them to go to him and reason with him. Because after Kenya MPP for no, they see themselves say, "Eye day na teni way, and then the kasamane boye." They don't understand, they don't get it, and continuously you saw the same happen. You saw the way he disrespected the man every time. They go behind the scenes, he'll come and try to disrespect because they don't see the party. They don't see themselves as people they have to lower or come so low to respect Alban Bagbin. Into the party, the MPP form of parliament, they don't respect the man. Me say, take your time and analyze the NPP. Now, I'm free. Hear what Omumubi Eka.
Let's call a spade a spade. In fact, the interpretation being given to 97.1G very weird. Which I'm not interpretation of vacation of a member.
Okay.
Indeed.
Are you talking about the Okwe interpretation?
Okwe interpretation was very wrong.
It was wrong.
And it is equally wrong this time also.
Okay.
But to me, why are we just playing politics around this constitutional provision? It is very unnecessary. And it has happened in subsequent times, even prior to Okwe's ruling. Mm-hmm. And if Okwe was wrong, does it mean that we have to repeat what is wrong? I don't think so. And let us not take Ghanaians for granted. So I am very disappointed at the spectacle that we are seeing. We need to consider the enterprise Ghana first. What is it that would be in the interest of the country that we need to pursue? And for us, we are behaving as school children who are fighting over seats or fighting over sides of the teacher. These things are not necessary.
But do you tell your colleagues these things?
No, I tell everybody. I don't have to in fact, I'm very disappointed with the total behavior of Parliament. I'm very disappointed. And I'm wondering, could it have been better? And so we call ourselves honorable. What we are doing is honorable enough. And when we go to Parliament, we leave, instead of conducting business, this one is saying that, this one is saying that. I'm indicting the whole house, both sides. And I'm
are you willing to sit on the minority side?
I'm disappointed. If we vote and we come out to be minority, who have sat on the minority side before. Mm-hmm. In fact, my colleagues who were in the 5th Parliament and 6th Parliament, they were in a minority, they sat there. True. And indeed, if you look at the Constitution, and if you read the 97, particularly read from the beginning of 97-1, you say in Parliament, in Parliament, there. If you change whilst you are there, it's not futuristic. So this one, we shouldn't waste too much time. I'm telling you that I was so disappointed with the ruling of Professor Okwe, and I have always condemned it. But that doesn't mean that we have to continue to be belaboring the point. If today
I've told you, Wemo Omwe Jimmy, appear could be a cocaine you better TV so. Ready. Well, instead of him to be bold to tell them Omo leadership said they are being stupid, he is trying. Oh, if Michael Kwe was wrong, when Michael Kwe was wrong, you use your stinking ass to clap and use that his wrong decision to incur a lot of debt on Ghana. You knew Michael Kwe was wrong. And because that wrong decision was favoring you people to destroy our economy, you clapped. Today, you are trying to justify Michael Kwe's stupidity. The question here is, it's not about Michael Kwe being wrong and Speaker being wrong. It's about your leadership, NPP, your leadership. Who told Speaker to come and open Parliament? Are you entitled to any seat in Parliament? No. Akwawe akoka yombo onpeso benyini. Oh sorry anopa we dey boy for ebi ni o. Ade be chini wo. And so sorry anu watwi de ni no aka yombo no abetena ho o montete nchen ma mento aboy. Abuofunu. Boy for bi. O dane ne ho a odumi bodogi akwawe wo gini eyi o so be se wo mu nyina akwaje nchene. Akwawe wo gini bisawi. Obese o se se wo mu nyina akwaje nchene e wo Somalia. Wemu odane ne ho a bue na de achi wakotwe yombo 2024 adentira ompeso be hu so wanyini ompeso be hu so enche ne wowu ne siase nyina e brown ot TV so ne minimum sa ponchireni quarter leadership has gotten this wrong, and that we need to listen to the speaker. We are not supposed to run to Supreme Court no ot TV so kan kwasi asem we enche ne wowu almost say kuro no. The
Speaker has made a ruling barring them from coming to the Parliament. Supreme Court is reversed it. It is for the Speaker to sit up there and tell the House that his decision has been reversed, and so we
how will it be reversed if you are not seated? Honorable, you say you are going to cite the Speaker for contempt. That is not properly convened. I mean, how would the Speaker reverse his decision? Again,
I'm saying that You either want to take leave of your senses or you listen to what I am saying. If you are not prepared to listen to what I'm saying and just listen to your own voices, we are not going to get anywhere. Look at the paucity of cameras. Everybody is listening, but you don't seem to be listening and concentrating on what I'm saying. It is not a question of our presence in there or not. It is for the speaker. If it is only about 100 people who are coming to the room there, minority and the majority will constitute the composition of the house in its entirety, which never comes in there, provided that we have enough to constitute the business of the house and then start business of the house. We should do it. So even if he had 99, which is 1/3 of what to form the quorum, it was for the speaker to make the announcement in the house that his ruling has been stayed, has been overset. Accordingly, minority back to where you were, majority back to where you have been. That is the simplest solution that we're talking about.
You say you're going to start him from contempt.
Yes.
When are you doing this?
Watch the space.
Watch the space. I mean, finally, the speaker says that the majority has failed to convene the business meeting yesterday,
you see,
so that they can put the business for this emergency.
I keep saying that first things first. First is for the speaker to declare in that house the same way as cathedral, the same way he did to make that. Well, you can keep on making that foolish statement. It doesn't take you anywhere. But what it is that it is for the speaker to sit up there and make the pronouncement that the Supreme Court is already overset his decision, and accordingly we should come back and sit where we sit. Then the business of the house begins.
Just briefly,
you see, in the whole Ghana, Penina with Jimmy Panic Amon. And I blame the media. This foolish idiot is insulting you. Kwasia we in Kenya mo media ne Ghana for taxpayers money. Uncle we would da. Nem kwala brim no mental problem. Ojina in front of the media to tell you are fools. Not but the camera dinechi. Jimmy way. They be atana na man for say you heard the language he used. Yatrane using the same language. Obibeka se Kevin Muketi Amon. Kwasia we. Shekasa ne free na no ba. We a member of parliament. Kwasia mpenyi we. Na okwa dansia so kwa na nipa ebusi ekoto aba ma Jimmy we. Hwe asem free na no ba. Say journalist omu gino ya nkwasiafo omu ye Jimmy fo. Na yeda ho de Mike dinechi. Akwa ne hu fi we a oye illegal lawyer we. Na nya Ghana ne ye Jimmy a e de na KTM montumi ye MP ebe ye minister. Enye MPP no mo ye mmoa. And you see, with Jimmy no parliamentary for a long time, right now he thinks it's funny. And right now, no, Jenny Ghana for the media so Jimmy we swama. Now Julian say, so when Jimmy we don't recognize him. So every small space he gets, now they didn't kwasiasem or disrespect it, even the media. Imagine a journalist had made the same statement, the fully of the parliamentarians or their senses have left them. Again, say a journalist stood on TV to make that statement. What would this fool say? But this is the situation. A fool like Katie Hammond, Kwasiabi. I don't respect people who don't respect others. I don't respect old men or elderly people who pretend to be stupid. Katie Hammond, a bodameniti, fitting in Kuala Lumpur, no yariu. This guy, how long has he been in parliament? Almost 30 years. Adansia so kwano free. Share the constituency, Meno kaze 2020
Hey, any date is 6 November. You go by the Sango Quine. Hey, MPP Aban, Yamin Sram Wati. MPP Aban, Yamin Sram. Hi, my Nina. Ye, no one can who go tada over the Sang where I did Uncle. Ye, Yatin Futu Match. MPP Aban, Yamin Sram. Ye, and you would then MPP Aban. You MPP Aban. Ye, MPP Aban. Any date is 6 November. You go by the Sango Quine. Hey, MPP Aban, Yamin Sram Wati. MPP Aban, Yamin Sram. Hi, my Nina. Ye, no one can who go tada over the Sang where I did Uncle. Ye, Yatin Futu Match. MPP Aban, Yamin Sram. Ye, and you would then MPP Aban. You,
I got 30 days near Kotwaba. Shall I be okay?